Hey, playa, most people remember their first kiss. The tension that builds up in the air around you, the butterflies you get deep down in your stomach as you walk up to that person, you close your eyes, and you kiss them. It's a magical moment, really, so how could anyone forget it? Well, that was the case I ran into when I finally caught up with the girl that I first kissed growing up. She didn't even remember that it happened at all. For this story, I gotta take you way back to the 5th grade in elementary school. Me and a bunch of my classmates were just kind of standing around in a circle playing essentially dare or dare. And the only dares that we were doing was daring each other to kiss one another. Basically, the way it worked was someone just pointed at 2 random people and those were the 2 people that had to kiss. So someone ended up choosing me and another girl in my class. When that happened, I was super nervous. I'd never kissed a girl before and I didn't really know what to expect. But I stepped forward, as did she. The 2 of us got closer and closer together and just puckered on the lips. It wasn't a makeout session or even a super passionate kiss. We didn't even close our eyes, but we stepped forward, we kissed, and then we went back into the circle. And that moment was so monumental for me because it was a first experience that I never had before. I remember the look on her face when it happened. It was a mixture of nervousness and awkwardness and excitement all at the same time. I knew that we had shared something special together and I wondered where things were going to go from there. We ended up graduating elementary school and went off to completely different junior high schools. Now, this is where I thought the story would end, but it didn't. At the time, my parents hired a private bus service to take me directly from my house all the way to school so I didn't have to walk over to the bus stop every single day. Now, she ended up being on the same private bus service even though she went to a different school. So every day, the bus would come pick us up in front of our houses, but before we got to my school and he dropped off the bulk load of kids, he would drop her off at her school. And for some weird reason, even though we knew each other from elementary school, I never really talked to her on the bus. When I'd get on, we'd make that awkward eye contact and I would just go sit in the back. For 3 years, we kept that pattern going. I'd see her every single day on the bus, but never talk to her. She was the only kid from her school, so she kind of just sat by herself and didn't talk to anyone. Now looking back on it, I realize maybe I missed an opportunity that was right there in front of me. Either way, you can't change the past. I graduated, she graduated, we moved on with our lives, and I thought I'd probably never see her again. That seems like it should be the end of the story, right? No. There is a lesson to be learned here. So let's flash forward years and years later. Past college, past my first job, past my PUA phase where I was learning how to talk to girls and get more confident in myself. At this point, I was already in my early 20s. I'd spent a good amount of time hanging out with girls and being in relationships, so I felt pretty comfortable and confident whenever I was around them. Now, at the time, I was also working on a YouTube channel with one of my friends where we would record comedy skit videos and stuff, just videos of me and her doing silly stuff. Little did I know that the girl I was YouTube partners with was best friends with the girl that I had my first kiss with. Now, this never came up in conversation. I didn't even know that about them. One day after recording together, she told me she was going to drop me off at my house, but first she wanted to pick up her friend because they were going out later that night. I said, yeah, sure, no problem, and we drove on over to this girl's house. And when the girl walked outside of her front door, my jaw dropped.
Oh my God, it's her. Oh my God, this girl I had my first kiss with. What do I do? Do I talk to her? Do I bring it up? Do I not bring it up? Do I play it cool? Oh man, okay, all right, here she comes.
She got in the back of the car, said hi to her friend, and then turned over and said hi to me. And once again, I got hit with that nervous and awkward and yet exciting feeling all over again. This time around, though, she wasn't going to talk to the shy and timid Josh that she knew from before. She was going to talk to the confident one that was ready to start flirting with her. We said hi to each other, brought up the fact that we hadn't seen each other in more than a decade, and then I got a little brave and reminded her that we shared our first kiss together. And the conversation didn't really go as I anticipated. You know, I don't know if you remember though, but we were each other's first kiss. What? I don't think so. Yeah, it was in elementary school, 5th grade. You don't remember we were all standing around, you leaned forward, I leaned forward, and we kissed? No, I don't remember that. I don't think that ever happened. No, I'm pretty sure it happened. I remember kissing you. You don't remember kissing me? No, I don't really remember that. I don't think that happened. Bruh. She did not remember. Man, that felt awkward when it happened. For the rest of the car ride, I was kind of silent, didn't really know what to say or how to keep the conversation going. I said bye and then went inside and thought about that and wondered, why was this such a monumental experience for me but not for her? And that's a question I don't think I'll ever really have an answer to, but if I were to speculate, a few things I can think up are this. From what I've read and understand, growing up in our Western society, boys tend to receive a lot less physical attention and affection from those around them compared to girls. In fact, as girls begin to mature and blossom and develop through puberty, they tend to get a lot more affection than any boy ever does. Coupled with the fact that a lot of boys observe manhood as this strong, silent, stoic type where you don't really express your feelings, when you do have an emotional experience with someone, you tend to hold on to it a lot more because it's quite rare. Now for her, the reason why she probably doesn't remember it like I do is because she had an actual meaningful first kiss with someone that she really connected with, rather than just the physical experience that I did with her way back when. And does it kind of suck that this emotional and romantic memory that I'm holding on to is kind of one-sided? Yeah, it does. But I recognize the nuances of the situation, and I recognize that she observed things way differently than I did. But does that mean I'm going to outright dismiss those feelings I hold on to with that memory? Absolutely not. It's a part of my experience and a part of my life, and something I want to hold on to. And whether you've had your first kiss already or not, the important takeaway here I think is this. Recognize that everyone carries their own experiences of situations. You might observe something as being monumental in your life and so important, whereas they may not. You may see something as really good and they may not see it that way. It's important to recognize the whole of how we see things from our different perspectives. I'm curious, what do you think? Have you had your first kiss yet? If so, leave that story down below. And if you haven't, leave a comment explaining what you think that experience is going to be like for you. Now what I want you to do is check out the videos over there on the side where I'm going to talk more about my kissing experience and stories. I've kind of dived a lot into it and I think it's something you really enjoy watching. So check it out and I'll catch you next time. As always, love and peace.